In a BDR role, one of the things that most people struggle at is the organization required to be able to get the most out of your day. One of the things that has always made me so much more successful than my peers when I did appointment setting is that I already knew every part of my day before I walked in the day. I used my CRM in a way that allowed me to set up every step of the way. I did all of my research. I set up my tasks. I had it to where my tasks were built out, scheduled for the day with all of the information I needed to know built right inside of my task. This gave me a unique ability for me to always know what I need to do before I do it. So before I hang up my phone for the day, before I close my computer at night, I already know the 75 tasks I have scheduled for tomorrow. I know the standard tasks, I know the high priority tasks, and I know the time sensitive tasks. As I open those up, I'm able to already know everything I need to know about the customer, about the business, about everything that I know is right there in that process, making it to where I don't have to think, I can just act. So often people wait until they don't have any more tasks to build out their next task, and they find themselves always working behind the 8 ball to catch up. If you take your time and allocate time within your day to build out your pipeline and manage that pipeline, I would tell you that on the average day, you should have 4x the volume of active accounts working in an overall cadence managed at all times inside of your CRM that is an actively prospecting person. So if you're going to work 50 customers today, you need to have 50 tasks a day, a different 50 tomorrow, a different 50 the next day, and a different 50 the day after that. And if you're running a 4-day rotation on your leads, as in your cadence has a call and then a next action 3 or 4 days later, then you're stacking your days up. And as you run through your cadence on stage 6 or stage 8, which we'll talk about another time, then you're coming in and you're always adding new ones in. I like to use, or my reps to use, a time to build out my account building when I've had a tough call, when I've lost my attitude, when I'm not as confident to make my calls, and I use that as a pause break for me to regroup and to reset. But when I step on the clock first thing in the morning and I make my first calls, I am pounding out calls. I'm knocking out 20, 30, 40 calls in an hour because I've got my system set up in a way for me to act. And if ever I lose my attitude, if ever I lose my confidence, then I'll step off, do some of the admin tasks, regroup, reset, and then attack again. The more structured you are, the more systematic you are, the more process-driven you are, the more success you'll see as a BDR.